Hello students, I am going to teach you a process costing sum in which you have to prepare uh, process stock accounts. Okay. Till now we have seen that the output of process A becomes input for process B. But whenever opening and closing stock is given for each process, in that case you have to make one additional account for each process. That is called process stock account. If you have already prepared process A account, then you have to make process A stock account. Likewise for B and for C. Okay. Now we have seen that normally output of process A becomes input for process B. Okay. But now it will take a longer route. Like process A output will be transferred to first process A stock account, and from that stock account some stock, uh, whatever the requirement be for B, will be transferred to process B as an input. So it may be possible that B's input capacity may be far lesser than the output capacity of process A. So we have prepared a separate account called process A stock account. Accordingly, B may be having its own process B stock account. Likewise, C may be having its own process C stock account. Clear? The format remains the same for process and as well as for process A stock account. Okay, so let us solve this sum. I'll start reading the sum. The product of a company passes through three distinct processes called respectively A, B, and C. From the past experience, it is ascertained that wastage is incurred in each process as under. So this is normal loss given. Process A normal loss is 2%, B 5%, and C 10%. This is normal loss which we record on the credit side of process account. Clear? Next, the percentage of wastage is computed on the number of units entering the process concerned. That is input. Okay, units entering the process, it means that's input. So normally we calculate normal loss on input units only. Okay, so same thing is given. Same. Okay. After that, the wastage of process A and B is sold for rupees 5 per 100 units. Okay, whenever they give rate like this 5 per 100, so whatever normal loss units will be there, you multiply with 5 divided by 100. Okay, so take it as 5 upon 100 rate. Clear? That was for A and B, and for C, rate is given as 20 per 100. So whatever units are there for normal loss into 20 upon 100. Clear? I'll read further. Following information was obtained for the month of March 2004. 20,000 units of crude material was introduced in process A at the cost of 8,000. So this is input. I'll write in the process account on the debit side to input material. Units are 20,000. Amount is 8,000. Okay. Now we'll refer to table in which columnar data is given. So we'll refer to only process A data. Material consumed. This must be additional material. All right. To additional material. $4,000. I'll write in amount column. Then direct labor is given. $6,000. We'll write in amount column. Then manufacturing expenses 640. Okay. After that, output is given. For A, it is 19,000. We record input on debit side and output on the credit side. How much it is? For A, 19,000 units. So I'll write in units. Clear? Then they have provided finished stock of each process. And after processing is done, For A, it is 2000 on 1st March as opening, and 31st March it should be 0. It should be 3. So 1st March, this will be maybe only for a month. I'll keep it for a month. Yeah, it's for a month only. So on day 1 of the month, opening stock is 2000. So I'll write in process stock account opening stock units as 2000, and the closing stock is 1000. Okay. Below that table, I'm providing information. Stock valuation on 1st March 2004, that is opening, rupees 1, rupees 1.5, rupees 1.8 for ABC respectively. So for opening stock of process A, the value is 1 rupee per unit. So amount will be 2000 opening. Clear? While recording for B, I'll take 1.5, and for C, 1.8. Clear? Okay, so opening value of per unit was given, closing is not given. Okay, so I think we have covered everything what was provided. Normal loss is to be recorded. So normal loss was for A 2%, 2% of input. So on 20,000, calculate 2%, 2.02, 400 units. Okay, what about the rate? Rate was also given for A and B. It is 5 per 100. So how I will calculate? 400 into 5 by 100. Clear? I'll write it down in particulars. First, I'll show you how I got the normal loss units. 20,000 into 2%. Clear? This is how I got normal loss units, and then I multiplied it with 5 by 100. Clear? This was the rate. Just scrap rate given, normal loss rate. Okay, so this way I got this amount 420. 400 units, 4 units, and 20 is the amount. Clear? So now I think we have posted all the items which were given. Now, once the posting is done, what we have to do? We have to first close the units column. Okay, always close units column. Which side is heavier? Debit is 20,000, credit is 19,400. So there is a loss, abnormal loss. Yes. So I'll write by abnormal loss. I'll just write here by abnormal loss. 20,000 minus 19,000 minus 400. So it will be 600. Okay. So 600 is my balancing figure, which indicates abnormal loss. Clear, students? See, my input was 20,000, my output was 19,000. Okay. My normal loss was 400. So from input, if I remove normal loss, I get expected output, that is 19,600, but actual output is only 19,000. That 600 extra is lost. Clear? So that's abnormal loss. Clear? Now two values are missing, one against abnormal loss and second against output. Okay, so what we will do, we will calculate process cost per unit. And I already given you the formula: total expenses minus normal loss amount upon total input minus normal loss units. Okay, so let us record that. Total expenses and add these 18640 minus normal loss amount is 20 upon total input 20,000 minus normal loss units 400. Okay, I haven't put equal sign or plus sign before starting the calculation, so it will be taken as text. Okay, so you can see it. Now I'll calculate actually. So it will be 18640 minus 20 upon 20,000 minus 400, 19,600. Okay, so it will be 18,620 divided by 19,600. So 0.95. Okay, so I can multiply that 600 regions with 0.95. I'll get the amount of abnormal. Clear? 600 into 0.95, 570. Okay, now you can take output value as balance. Let me check the debit side. It is 18,640. Okay, I have put the formula, so I already got the value. Now from this, I'll remove 20 and 570. Clear? That I need to. So I'll do that. Against output, I'll write plus 18,640 minus 20 minus 570. Okay, I got 18050 as output. I hope this is clear, students. Okay, now as I had told you that the output of process A normally goes to B as an input. Okay, but whenever opening stock, closing stock is provided for that process, what you have to do, you have to make a separate process stock account and transfer whatever output is generated by that process to its process stock account. So on credit side, this is my output. Okay, transfer to, I'll write full. Transfer to process A stock account. Clear? So in process A, I'll write to transfer from process A. Clear? Units are 19,000. And the amount is 18050. Okay. Now, again in this account, process stock account, normally only 4 items appear: opening stock, closing stock, transfer from process A, and transfer to process B. Clear? Only these 4 items appear. In process B, it will be opening stock, closing stock, transfer from process B, and transfer to process C. Likewise, in C will be there. Clear? Now 3 values are missing. Okay. Against transfer to process B to next process, both values are missing. Okay. And against closing stock, amount is missing. Okay. Now students, we can find out the closing stock value by taking PCPU as a rate. Now you will ask, why PCPU? Well, students, if we follow FIFO formula, FIFO method of stock valuation, what it says, stock which is received first will be sent out or issued first. Clear? Accordingly, the opening stock must have been sent to process B beforehand. Okay, before going to process new transfer from process A. Clear? So accordingly, the closing stock which is lying at 1000 units must be out of new stock, and rate for new stock was 0.95. So I'll take a rate 0.95 for the value is 1000 units. Okay, so 1000 into 0.95. Now I get closing stock value. Now I can take balancing figure in units as well as amount transferred to process B. Clear, students? So 21,000 minus 1,000 will be 20,000 units transferred. What about amount? 20050 minus 950. This is the amount transferred to next process B. Is this clear, students? So we'll move to process B. Okay. Now this transfer from process C, transfer to process C will be input for process B account. What will write to input materials I'll just copy these item particulars. The same mostly. Okay. So units transfer from process A stock account are 20,000 and their amount is 19,100. Clear, students? Okay. Let's go back to the question. Now costs are given. Just copy this one there for convenience purpose. Here I put it. Okay. So additional material is 1,500. Labor is 4,000 and manufacturing expenses are 225. Clear? Then my output is 19,250. Clear, student? This was given. Similarly, stock items are also given. That is opening and closing stock of process B stock account. So opening stock is 3,000 units and closing stock is 1,500. Clear? So this was given to us in the tabular format. Okay. Now normal loss is 5% and its rate is 5 by 100. So we'll record this normal loss 5%. 5% of what you will take, students? 5% of input material. Okay, of this process. Huh? So it is 20,000. Clear? So 20,000 into 5%. We get the units. So 5% will be 1,000 units, right? 10% will be 2,000. How will be 5%? What about amount? Normal loss scrap rate is 5 by 100, isn't it? So whatever output we have got into 5 divided by 100. Okay, so in calculation column I'll do it. In amount column I'll do the calculation. Again 1,000, that is 1,000 into 5 by 100. And got 50 rupees as amount of normal loss. I hope this is clear, students. Okay. Now we have posted everything. So next step is to close the units column first. Okay, now check which side is heavier. Debit is 20,000 units and credit is 19,250 plus 1,000, 20,250. So credit side is heavier, 20,250. Okay, always check before taking to the 20,250. And here on debit would be only 20,000. So the 250 is abnormal yield. Clear? Now again two figures are missing, amount of abnormal gain and output amount. These two are missing. So again we'll calculate PCPU. Okay. So first I need total expenses on the debit side. 24 is 25 minus normal loss amount 50 rupees upon inputs 20,000 minus normal loss units 1,000. Okay, so just solve this one. Let me see what answer we get. First I will solve on the right side. 24,825 minus 50 upon 19,000. Okay. So the rate is 24,775 divided by 19,000 is one. Let me just put a comma so that some points are there. I can see them. It's 1.30. So we'll take 1.30 as the rate for 250 units, abnormal gain units. So 250 into 1.3. Amount is 325. Clear, students? Now we can close this account amount column and get the output value as balance. Clear? 25150. My output value will be 25150 minus 50 rupees, which is 25,100. Clear? Now this output will be transferred to process B stock account as transfer from process B 19250 and amount is 25,100. Clear? Then what about closing stock valuation? At what rate you will apply? You will evaluate 1.3, right? So for closing stock, take current year's PCPU as the value. This FIFO method is more logical. You can apply weighted average method also. In next time I'll show you that, but that is not logical at all because weights when you apply when your stock is consisting of more than one item. Okay, but we know that there is only one type and the opening stock must have been issued earlier, isn't it? So whatever is left in closing stock must be out of current year's production. Okay, so FIFO method should be applied. Okay, so I was calculating the amount 1500 units into 1.3. I get 1950. Now again in this account I can get by transfer to process C as balancing figure. So let us calculate that first. Which opening value we haven't found out. What was the opening rate given to us? It was 1.8. Okay. 1.5 for B. $3,000 into 1.5. Add these values. Okay, the same formula here. Again, is the formula. I'm going to take a plus from this column. Now copy that one. I'll take output transfer to process C as balancing value. So equal to 50 minus 1500 29600 minus 1950 is 18. That's it. Students, I hope this is clear and just reduce the size of the font. So you can take a screenshot. Okay. Thank you, students. Bye. See you. Take care. If you have any doubts, you can message me through CR or you can attend the class. Thank you.